Welcome to r/EntitledParents, where this kind mum gives away stuff for free on Facebook Marketplace. However, for some entitled people, clearly free is not good enough, and they demand that she deliver the items to them. I give away a lot of my child's stuff on Facebook Marketplace for free when they outgrow it. The amount of parents that expect me to deliver it to them for free is astounding. Whenever my child outgrows something, I try to give it to another family that needs it. I usually clean the item up and post it with pickup only and a generalized area of where I live. Usually, with everything I post, I get at least one person message me a sob story about how they don't have a car and they ask me to deliver it. I don't deliver, because I'm already trying to do a nice thing by giving away stuff that I could easily sell. I've given away high chairs, bouncers, ride-on cars, and once an entire kid's outdoor play castle with a slide. I had one woman ask me to deliver it and then get mad at me because I refused to put the castle on hold for her because she was going to ask around to see if someone she knew could come get it. She then demanded to know if I had any other kids' things I could give her for free because I wasted my time. Right now, I'm trying to give away overnight pull-up diapers. It's half a pack sealed. It's free. It says what area I'm close to, so people can decide if it's too far to drive to come and get it before they message me. I got one person message me asking where I live. I gave them the general area, and they said, "Oh no, it's too far. I don't have a car, but I really want this. Can you drop it off? I live in a town that's 45 minutes away." I told them I wasn't planning on driving to that town anytime soon and asked for gas money. And they replied, "I thought they were free. It would be cheaper for me to just go and buy diapers. I don't have a car, so I was hoping you'd bring them to me." It's always with the kids' stuff I give away for free. I'm tired of being treated like a butthole for not wanting to drive all over the place to deliver stuff for free. Look, I'm trying to be nice, but I'm not a frickin' charity. Well, I guess for some people, free just isn't good enough. It's pretty crazy, right? You're literally getting this item for free. All you gotta do is make a short journey to go and pick it up. Something that costs money and could be sold, but no, you're getting it for free, but you're too lazy to even do that. And not just that, you want them to deliver it to you for free. It is pretty crazy, I've gotta say. Like the person saying that they could just go and buy some diapers. Yeah, of course you could, but actually you'd have to pay money to get them. These ones are free. Like, I don't get it. How is free not good enough? Now for our next story. Entitled mum gets me permanently banned from my martial arts classes for permanently disabling her son. Before I start this story, I have to add a little bit of backstory. I am a 19-year-old male, and when I was younger, 14, I used to do taekwondo classes. I was a black belt at the time and I really enjoyed it. We had a few incidents where parents would take their aggressive kids into classes for a free trial, but they were mostly dealt with by the instructor. But nothing makes my blood boil like this incident. I did taekwondo on every Tuesday and Thursday for around an hour. On Thursdays, I was in an age requirement class, which was 13 plus. So most kids had common sense, and it was tougher than Tuesdays, which had no age requirements, and I was helping the instructor teach, as I'd done training for it, which helped me with getting a job because I was planning on working in a place like that. So, one Tuesday afternoon, 10 minutes after the class had started, an entitled mum runs up the stairs making a ruckus with her whining entitled kid, who looked to be around 7 years old. The instructor lets me know that I'll take over for a while as he goes and assists the entitled mum and her kid. While I'm showing the class, who were mostly young kids around 7 to 9, how to do a certain punch, the entitled kid bursts through the door and runs straight over to the punching bags. He proceeds to push me over as I was crouching and starts punching the bag. I stand up immediately and say to the entitled kid in a semi-unhappy tone, "Hey, you can't be doing that to others." He immediately stopped punching the bag and says, "I kid you not, f*** off you c***s." I stare in shock at the kid, who was younger than most people in the room, that was using language that I wouldn't even use on my worst day. The kid then skips away like nothing happened. While still in shock, I continue the class, as I would tell the instructor after he returned about the incident. I look over to the entitled kid, who was saying something to his entitled mum, which I assume was about me, while she was purchasing a uniform. She stops and looks over to me in pure disgust, then says something to the instructor, who had a confused look. That is when another kid grabbed my arm and asked for help with a punch. I gladly go over and help him to get out of that situation. About 10 minutes later, the entitled kid comes out of the toilets wearing a uniform with a wet stain on it already, which we can all agree on what it was, and proceeds to start talking to the other kids about his Minecraft world. Luckily, the instructor overheard this and went over to tell the kid to listen or sit out, in which he replies, "Fine." The instructor informs me that he will take over again and I should put the punching bags back. I do as he says and then go and grab a drink and sit down while waiting for him to call for me in a demonstration, in which he does for a certain hair grab escape. After the demonstration, the class partners up, ready to have a go with each other. Then, the entitled kid comes up to me with the biggest grin on his face and asks if he can be my partner. I reluctantly agree as he pulls my arm while running into a spot and says he wants to grab my hair first. I knew exactly what he was going to do, but I gave him the benefit of the doubts. He then grabs my hair with his full force, laughs, and pulls me in, to which I respond by kicking the back of his leg so that he'd fall over. Onto a mat, by the way. When he fell, he decided not to let go of my hair, but actually pull me down with him. By doing so, he pulled some of my hair out. So I yelled at him, saying, "Why in the heck would you do that?" At this point, his entitled mum looks over and says to me, "You little idiot, get the F off my son, you pedo." I start to stand up while holding my head, and the entitled kid starts yelling he can't feel my leg. The mum comes over and whacks me straight in the face with her handbag as the instructor comes up and yells at us to get out. I grab my bag and walk out the door with a giant bruise on my face. Now a bit later, as I wait for the bus, a car pulls up to me, and it's none other than the entitled mum and the entitled kid themselves. The mum says, "You'll be hearing from us very soon. My son is now permanently disabled and you're going to pay for all the bills." She then grabs a full water bottle and throws it at me, speeding off with her kid grinning. Fast forward a couple of days later, and I receive an email from my taekwondo class saying I'm banned from the place for badly injuring a child and that I wouldn't receive a refund for the rest of the year's classes. Now, I'm actually writing this story because I was recently unbanned from the place as the company is running short on members and is going to shut down if they can't keep up. I hope you enjoyed my first story. Wow, so as I was reading that story, the whole time, pretty much, I thought I was gonna, turn the camera on and talk about this horrible entitled mum and her horrible kid. But in reality, that's actually not important. What's more crazy to me than their behavior is the fact that you were banned by your own taekwondo gym, whatever it's called. Like, that is just ridiculous. Like, I'm pretty sure your boss could see how horrible this woman and the kid was, yet he bans you because the kid pulls some of your hair out and the mum just straight up lies saying that the kid was permanently disabled. Like, get a backbone, lad. What are you doing? It's even more shameless that he then says, "You know what, actually, yeah, we're running low on members, I'm gonna unban you, come back." Embarrassing. What a joke. Like, I'm sorry, this guy was just willing to throw you under the bus for this Karen. Please don't go back there, OP. Find another taekwondo dojo, whatever it's called. Don't go back to that one. That guy's an embarrassment. And now for our third story of today's episode. I blew up on my parents for allowing others to use my hygienic stuff. For context, I am an 18-year-old girl and I live with my father, mother, my 12-year-old brother, and my 21-year-old cousin. I share a bathroom with my brother and my cousin. I already clean up after them in the bathroom by rinsing out the sink, picking up their dirty clothes, and cleaning the whole thing. If they spill something and don't clean it up, I do. I've complained to my parents many times about this because it's disgusting. I'm talking very gross, like they'll pee on the floor, all over the toilet, etc. I don't want to clean up afterwards, and I shouldn't be made to clean up afterwards. However, my father always puts the burden onto me when it comes to deep cleaning the bathroom and no one else. Like, I've asked them to clean it too, since they'll use the bathroom like me, but no, I'm the only one who cleans it. Well, recently I bought myself mouthwash to keep up my hygiene. I asked my cousin and brother not to use it because that's disgusting for others to use my mouthwash because of backwash and other things. It's a more expensive mouthwash, so it's got a powerful smell of mint. Pretty much, you can tell when I use it, and I can tell if anyone else has. So, I walk into my bathroom and I smell the mint mouthwash. I look and the level is lower than it was this morning. I knock on my brother's door and ask if he used it. He said, "No, but cousin did. It's not even yours anyway, so don't worry about it." I said, "No, it is mine, and don't use it. My parents started yelling, "Hey, hey," to try and get me to shut up. But I said no. Nobody should be using my freaking mouthwash. That's freaking disgusting. Then I closed the bathroom door to use the restroom. I then hear my mother and father tell my brother, "Don't tell your cousin he can use the mouthwash." Then, not even 5 minutes later, my mum texts me saying, "Hey, let's try not to worry about petty things. Being overall bossy and unwilling to share isn't a good way to be. So what if you bought it? We're a family and we share as one. I don't mean for this to make you mad, it's just getting upset and uptight over material things is very petty. I love you." Now this obviously annoyed me even more because even if they are family, some things we shouldn't share as one, especially hygienic things. I don't mind sharing when it comes to things that can be borrowed and not cause me any trouble, but hygienic things are a whole different thing. So I responded with, "I'm not worrying about petty things, but using my mouthwash isn't cool. That's disgusting. I don't care if I bought it or not, that's just plain disgusting. It's like using my toothbrush and that isn't okay." That is exactly what I was gonna say. I wouldn't care if it isn't something hygienic, but it is. So I'm gonna get upset over it. Me asking who's used it and asking them not to use it is perfectly fine. If you want to get them their own mouthwash, all power to you, but I don't want mine used. That is so disgusting. Mum never responded to my message, but I know I'll continue to be upset at her for allowing my brother and cousin to use my hygienic things. Oh, and also, some extra detail. I forgot to mention this earlier, but this is also what makes me even more annoyed at them. I have a heart problem of some sorts. I'm not sure yet, haven't got it medically figured out, but if I get sick with anything or have any diseases and stuff transferred to me by them using my hygienic products, it could cause me massive heart pain. Any added stress does as well. That's why I'm very serious about keeping my stuff to myself and communicating well on it. I can't afford to get sick as it causes me worry of my heart. This problem's been going on for over 6 months now, and my whole family knows about it, but then they choose to do this sort of stuff and risk it with me. Wow, well that makes it even worse. The fact that in the first place they know how conscious you are over your health, but then, they also know about your heart condition and that getting ill will really have an impact on your life, a serious, very risky impact, and they still use your hygienic things? Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Especially after you've told them. Look, don't get me wrong, I agree, you should share with your family the majority of things, that's absolutely fine. But stuff like, mouthwash, toothpaste, just, I don't know, anything like that, that's disgusting to share. It's also very, very strange. Don't do that and don't force your kids to do that. Weird. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of r/EntitledParents. I really hope you enjoyed it. The other day, I released a special video on screen, well over an hour, of the best Entitled Parent stories involving sports. So if you're into sport and you want to watch that one, it's on screen right there. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new episode.